everybody, welcome to Let's Look at Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD Edition. Recently released for the PC, actually. This came out during Xbox Live Summer of Arcade, which was, I think, like mid-July for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, or like the end of July. Anyway, somehow, out of nowhere, I didn't notice any like, press or anything for this, but it's been ported to the PC. Just came out on Steam earlier this week, and is kind of garbage. I hate to say it. Like any kid or anybody who was an adolescent or teenager in the early to mid 2000s, I was a huge fan of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I played like 1, 2, 3, 4, and the first Underground game religiously before the series kind of started to get halfway stuck up its own ass. So I was kind of a little bit excited for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD. If you're not familiar with the concept or the, I guess, origin of this, basically it's levels from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and Pro Skater 2 all mixed together, remastered in HD, or pseudo HD in this case. And like the difference is that it mixes some of the mechanics from 1, 2, and 3. So the revert's in here, the manual's in here. So if you ever wanted to play like levels from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 with the manual, here you go, here's your option. But this PC version is absolutely garbage. This is probably one of the worst ports I've ever seen, and this is coming from somebody who, of course, very recently did a couple videos on Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition on the PC. So these are your options. Single player, help and options, exit game. So the first thing you're going to notice is that there's absolutely no multiplayer here. Since it's on the PC, you wouldn't necessarily expect local multiplayer, although some games do have it. But no online multiplayer is pretty much unforgivable, especially when you consider that the Xbox version that came out a couple of months ago actually does have online multiplayer. So why this doesn't exist in the PC version is beyond me. Now, if we go to the help and options menu, we have like this how to play menu, which is, you know, probably not that important for any of you who have ever played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater before. Gap list, credits, cheats and unlocks, sound options, and controls. By the way, I should mention I am using the Xbox 360 controller right here. Maybe I'll try some with the the PS3 controller, with the keyboard here. But I don't know, it seems a little confusing to me. The flip trick is left bracket. Grind is right bracket, grab is question mark. Oh man, I have no idea at all how that would work. But anyway, I'm using the controller here. And it controls like you might expect a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater game too. But anyway, what do you notice? No fucking video options. So we're playing this in the game's native and only resolution, I'm guessing, which is 1280 by 720 with letterboxing here. So we have these huge black bars at the top of the screen. I understand I would rather it have the letterboxing than be stretched, but why not give me fucking resolution options here so I can do something with the game? And unlike Dark Souls, there is no res fix. You can go actually into the like config.ini files for this game and change the resolution, but honestly, what percentage of players are going to do that? So we're going to check out, basically that's my major complaint about this game, is that it's so terribly featured. Even, I mean, if the Xbox 360 version didn't have online multiplayer, it would almost make this game seem better, but the fact that it's such a shoddy, bare-bones port is pretty much unforgivable. So we got our skaters here. Again, the roster has changed from the original game, so we got Tony Hawk, Rodney Mullen, who's got to be like 50 now by now, Lindsay Adams Hawkins Pastrana, who I will not play because her name annoys the shit out of me, and her last name sounds like a sandwich, and I'm kind of hungry right now. Eric Costin. So we got a few people from the original game. Andrew Reynolds, Nigel Huston, I don't know. Chris Cole, again, no idea. Tony Hawk's actual son, and Jake Harrison, I have no idea who this is. Emily Westland. Anyway, where's my Bucky Lassick? Where's my Bob Burnquist? Where's my Chad Muska and Alyssa Steamer? And Spider-Man. Obviously, they can't have Spider-Man in here, because I don't think Robomoto owns the rights to the Spider-Man gaming franchise anymore. Anyway, we're going to play as Tony Hawk because I've upgraded his stats a lot. And this is basically your screen right here. It's not just your level select. This is like all you have in the entire game. There's other modes, like we'll cycle through those. You can see at the top. Career mode. Single session, basically the same as career mode, except you don't make any career progress, so I don't know why you would ever want to do single session. Free skate, which is just no 2-minute time limit, so I should mention that these are like classic Tony Hawk's Pro Skater rules, so every run that you have is just like 2 minutes, get all the objectives that you can. Yeah, so free skate has no time limit. Hawkman, I honestly have no idea. Big Head, survival, who gives a shit? We're gonna check out the career mode just briefly. So how many levels do we have here? I've unlocked them all. I played for about 2 hours this morning, and if you've got any kind of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater like acumen left in you, you're going to be able to get through these fairly quickly. So we've got Warehouse from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. Let's just count quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 7 levels, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. considering I believe that there were 6 levels in the first Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and then, you know, probably like 8 or 10 in the second one, why there are only 7 levels is beyond me, and I kind of find the level selection a little bit dry. I know a lot of people are gonna like these, but there's a big focus on like downhill levels and street type levels, and I was always more of like the vert guy. So we have Warehouse, was the very first level in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. School 2, which was from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, but is a level that a lot of people like, but I don't really. Hangar, which is basically just Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2's version of the Warehouse. Mall and Downhill Jam are downhill levels that are kind of a pain in the ass. We have Marseille, which is like kind of like a mixture of a street and vert level. And Venice Beach, which is like kind of an all-around level. But in any case, where's my Chicago? Where's my Kona skate park? Like all this stuff that I feel like, why could you not just port every single level into this game? But anyway, let's get started. We'll just start on Warehouse because it's classic. I have almost every goal unlocked here. And the goals are pretty similar to the goals that you encountered in the regular game. Now, one thing that a lot of people are going to ask about here. First off, we're going to start. Graphically, the game looks fine. Does it look fantastic? Oh god. No, it does not look fantastic, but it looks, you know, okay. It looks at the level that you might expect for a downloadable, you know, quote-unquote HD remake. But the fact that there's no resolution options strikes me as fucking insane. We're just kind of tooling around here while I talk about it. So, you know, we're using the face buttons here to do tricks, like B on the Xbox 360 controllers, grab, X is to do flip tricks. We can spin around just by using the D-pad or the analog stick, and we can do special moves by inputting certain commands. So you can see I can just bust out, like, kickflip 900s like nobody's business. Let's try that again, because I didn't actually get the 900 off. There we go, kickflip, up. Come on, you can do it. Let's take a real run at it here. See, no big deal. And if you're listening in the background, you're probably like, oh man, Superman by Goldfinger. I remember that song. I was really into that song when it was in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. Yes, some of the same soundtrack does exist here. There's only 13 songs in the soundtrack. Again, maybe that was more acceptable back in like 1999 when this game originally came out, and we were just amazed, like, oh my god, there's real songs in this video game. But now, 13 songs is a pretty small roster, I think, and, you know, each song around 2-4 minutes. You're hearing them a lot when you're playing this game, considering there's so few of them, and you're just doing like 2-minute sections over and over. And not all the songs are from the original games. So, I mean, 4 or 5 are, like it has the Public Enemy and Anthrax one. Let's explore the actual level here rather than just spend all our time on this. Yeah, so there's like Public Enemy and Anthrax with the Bring the Noise remix. There's When Worlds Collide by Powerman 5000. Superman by Goldfinger, and No Cigar by Melancolin, or Melancoin, I can never remember. But, as far as I know, those are the only ones, and I might be mistaking this here because I don't remember every song from the original, but those are the only ones that I immediately recognized as soon as they started playing. And then there's like 8 or 9 songs that, you know, I have just never run into before. And that's okay, but I mean, if you're buying this game, I feel like the only reason you buy it is for nostalgia. Also, I hate how Tony Hawk, or whatever skater you choose, doesn't actually get up. We'll retry here. They just like rephase him in. Like, I'm pretty sure in the original games, and don't necessarily quote me on this, but I'm pretty goddamn sure your skaters actually had the animations to get up. But anyway, you know, if you've never played a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater game before, essentially we're just like score attacking here. Trying to get as many points as we can. But every level has its own unique objectives as well. Like, some levels will be like, you need to collect 5, well, on this one we need to like smash 5 crates or something, so you can see this crate over here. If we smash this and then smash like 4 more of them, we'd get some money and we get an objective complete. There's some where you have to like get the secret tape, collect letters spelling out S, K, A, T, and E. I don't think I need to explain too much more about the basic mechanics of Tony Hawk, but maybe, you know, for those of you who got into the franchise a little bit later, like maybe you're a little bit younger and got into Tony Hawk's Underground, or God forbid, like American Wasteland or something, that is the mechanics of how classic Tony Hawk works anyway, and there's really not that much more to show off here. Almost everything I have to say about this game is a complaint. Like, for example, how long has it been since the last Tony Hawk's Pro Skater game you played? I don't know about you. For me, it's been like, you know, probably 5 or 6 years at the very least, so I was like, oh, you know, it's cool, let's take a look at the in-game trick list to figure out what Tony Hawk's moves are. I mean, obviously I remember the 900, it's like burned into my skull, right down circle. Right down B on the Xbox controller. But then I'm like, oh, you know, just pause it, take a look. Maybe I can figure out what the what is it called? I forget now. sack grab move is. Oh, there's no maybe in help and options. Nope, that's just the controls and how to play and sound options. Yeah, so there's no in-game trick list. If you actually want to access the trick list, you have to exit the game, as I have just done. The loading times are good, I'll give it that. So you have to exit the game, go back here, and then actually look. You have to go, I think, buy stats? No, I'm just trying to figure out how this works now. I did manage to get to it at some point. Is it in the skate shop? Yes, it is. You have to go to the skate shop. Then once you're in the skate shop, you can look at this and be like, oh, down question mark. So I know a lot of people have the complaint for Xbox 360 ports to the PC that maybe the PC version still uses the button prompts for the Xbox 360 version. I get it. That's a pain in the ass. So is this when I'm like, fucking down question mark. Like, I'm using the controller. Just tell me, was it so hard to either have it switch based on which input you're using to get into this menu, or alternatively, just have a second column that I can use? But I guess that's a minor complaint. So we can look at our special tricks here. Again, this is a horrible kind of interface to deal with, but it's okay. Right down circle is going to be 900. Sacktap is up down circle. We have down left right triangular bracket, which is going to be a grind. Down left right triangle bracket. We have no flip trick. Okay. So let's buy some stats, because you can also buy stats to upgrade your person. We'll upgrade his ollie all the way to the max, upgrade his spin, upgrade his landing. And again, this is like, I've almost maxed out this character in like 2 hours. So there's not a whole lot of gameplay going on here, at least if you have some kind of base for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Let's check out another level maybe people are into. Let's check out School 2, because I know a lot of people are into that. So the way that you unlock the levels as you move forward in the game is by completing X number of objectives. So the way that it will start out is it'll be like, okay, to unlock School 2, you have to get 4 objectives on... oh, that's not good. How did I manage to get all the way over there? To unlock School 2, you'll have to get 4 objectives on Warehouse. But then it gets harder and harder. That is terrible. Let's just restart our run here. Inevitably, it gets a little bit harder because like the objectives and the levels get a little bit harder as well. Like, for example, the second to last level is Downhill Jam, which I believe it might have been called down. Again, what is going on with this? That is super weird. I did not press anything when I went over that ramp. Maybe it's just designed to do that. But yeah, maybe it was called Downhill Jam. But it was the super hard downhill level in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. And it was like, accomplish six objectives to unlock Marseille. And I was like, oh, I don't like that setup at all. I seem to remember the original Tony Hawk Pro Skater games basically being like, you had to have, you know, X number of tapes, or I forget what kind of currency, but it was basically like, you had to have this many medals to progress to the next level, which meant that if you got stuck, let's try our secret grind here. There we go, amazing. It meant that you could basically go back to any level that you wanted, and if you had some extra objectives that you hadn't gotten, then you could simply pick those up and move forward. But in this, no such luck. If you're shitty on a level, it's quite possible that it's going to take you forever to progress to the next level. I mean, it's not the be-all, end-all, but it is kind of a pain in the ass to a certain extent. Oh, landed! Barely. So yes, there are wall rides in this. We do a 900 transfer here. That was actually pretty awesome. So there is still like that. As I was playing this, I was like, this game is bad, this port is bad, and the people who made it should feel bad. But at the same time, I was like, this is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. And it's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater as, you know, I knew it back when it was still, you know, it's like, you know, you know your grandma when you're young, and she's like reasonably healthy, but then eventually as time goes on, she gets older, and then you see a picture of her when she was younger, and you're like, oh, alright, my grandma was always a real person. She wasn't just, like, always like this old lady that I know. That's Tony Hawk for like 1 and 2 for me. When I look back at this, I'm like, oh yeah, it wasn't always like shitty Wii peripherals and one awful game per year. Like at some point, I actually had love for this franchise and it was vibrant and full of life. So that's how I feel when I play this game, but I'm also like, ugh, it's like somebody photoshopped that picture of your grandma and gave her like, I don't know, quadruple G tits or something. You'd be like, yeah, that's grandma, but I don't feel good about jerking off to this. I don't know where that tangent went, but I hope that you guys get what I'm saying. Moreover, there's just like absolutely no excuse. Let's go to Downhill Jam. I might as well show off this level if I'm talking about it. But there's no excuse for this being such a half-assed port from the Xbox Live Arcade to the PC. Like, the fact that this does not have multiplayer blows my fucking mind. How could you release how could you think that was okay? Like, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, multiplayer is a huge component. I mean, obviously there wasn't any online multiplayer back in the earliest games, but there was still split-screen multiplayer. Like, in particular, like, that horse mode was so much fun, like, where your friend would set up a trick, and then you would have to go through it yourself, you know, like emulating the horse mode from basketball, for example. Also, it weirds me out, it's playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater with manuals, but without flatland tricks is a little bit unusual, but that might not be such a terrible thing, because, again, that, you know, you can maybe look at stuff like that as when the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater franchise started to be up its own ass a little bit, right? Like, it stopped being about all these combos and started being about, oh, we can throw in all these crazy moves while you're on the ground, too, and just get, like, 55, 57, 80 times multipliers. I remember, once I figured out in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 that you could use, like, reverts, manual, oh, that's not good. Tony, you're okay, man. You can make Tony ragdoll in some funny ways, I'll admit. Once I figured out in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, you could use, like, revert, manual, oh god. What the hell's going on? Revert, manual, and flatland tricks just to, like, boost up your combos basically forever. I started putting up, like, million-point combos, and then, you know, once you know what's cool? Not a million points, a billion points. Basically, the game just got too fucking crazy. I preferred it when it was more along these lines of, like, oh, you can do a 900 and add some crazy tricks afterwards. I don't like this level. I think this level is poorly designed. But it's all about racking up points. Like, this has and always will be a score attack game to me, although there are other elements. The other elements, to me, are a pain in the ass. It's always like, collect 5 things, and I'm like, well, I'd love to, but I can't really see the 5 things because the goddamn game is letterboxed natively and doesn't give me any options to look around, like, to increase my field of view, basically. So fuck you too. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD edition on the PC. Let's put this all in perspective. This is not a $60 game. There's nothing to get, like, you know, hugely outraged about. If you don't like it, just don't buy it, and I would recommend that you know, do not buy it, because I don't like it. I thought I could land that. But it is only, like, it's $8 this week, which is pretty cheap. I think it was $15 on Xbox Live Arcade, but still, this shit is, like, it's unacceptable, like, from a philosophical standpoint, or, like, an ethical, well, maybe that's going a little bit too far, but I don't feel good about buying this game to make this video, let's put it that way. And let's take a look at one more level. What's a level that people really like? I guess people really like Venice Beach, even though I don't find the appeal here. So, yes, as for, I mean, that was the big appeal, like, when Tony Hawk's Pro Skater first came out, what made it so unique or so awesome for so many people? Okay, well, that was terrible. It was... First off, the first time I think there had really been kind of this, like, skateboarding zeitgeist. Like, after Tony Hawk's Pro Skater came out, everybody wanted to do skateboarding because it made it look like it was so easy and so much fun, and of course all the ladies love you and fuck the police. I'm gonna skateboard here, even if my mom says it's not okay and stuff like that. But it was the fact that the gameplay is absolutely solid. Like, it's a good score attack game. It's got great multiplayer, or it had great multiplayer at one point, and I can't stress enough how remarkable it was at the time to have, like, a licensed soundtrack in the game, and all this music that a lot of people, I think, well, at least me at my young age, I shouldn't speak for everybody, but I was like, what is this ska nonsense? Like, trumpets in my pop music? This is crazy. There's the sacktap, there's another special move. But, oh, that was terrible. I hate that move because I can never tell where to land it. But yeah, those were, like, the main appeals for me, and now, I don't know, it's not that special anymore. Like, the only reason you'd want to play this game is obviously for nostalgia. But if possible, I would recommend just picking up, like, you can get a PS1 real cheap. Pick up Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Those are great games. They look like garbage now. That's the only thing I'll admit. Like, when I watched some gameplay of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 just to remind myself how that game looked. Because I was like, oh, you know, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD doesn't look that good. It just looks okay. This looks 100 times better than Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 did. But, you know, those games came out 13 years ago or so. So you can kind of understand that. Again, like I said, more of a vert skater than a street skater here. But I don't know, I just feel like the Tony Hawk franchise is, like, passed by, right? Like, its time is over by now. And that's a good thing, because the franchise got milked like fucking crazy and turned into, like, a shadow of its former self. Like, all the music in this game, it's a weird dichotomy. The music is like, yeah, fuck the police. Well, it's not like fuck the police. It's a little bit more innocuous than that, but it'll be like, yeah, bring out your guns, the USA, the government tries to teach you that your friends are enemies so that you'll buy products and be easier to control. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm listening to that, and I hear the words that are coming out of your mouth, but like I'm listening to it next to an in-game Monster energy drink vending machine, so I'm kind of like your message is getting mixed up here. Anyway, this is probably going to be a pretty short video. We're going to quit out here. Back to the main menu. That's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD again. I've shown off. Fuck it. Let's go back into single player here for a second. I have to figure out what the fuck Hawkman is. Sure, what? Snag all the colored palettes quickly as possible. Collect each color palette with... I didn't get a chance to read it! Okay, so I guess gotta grind through these. You have to grab for those ones? Yes. Because these are actually color coordinated to the Xbox Live buttons, and I can see that being super frustrating for people who are playing this on the PC. So there's just... It's lose-lose. Is there anything else over here that is worth getting? I guess not. So we'll just come back up here and get all our stuff. So this is just like a cheap, kind of like new game mode, I guess. I don't know if it's new, but I do not remember a Hawkman game mode from the original games, and I don't see what kind of variety this could possibly give. I guess you're trying to do it in the highest, lowest time possible. That's fine. By the way, I just have no idea what lines I should be using for these tricks by this point. Now, I guess I'm gonna guess that green is manuals, because otherwise there's like no way for me to get these, and that's fine. Come on, you got the speed to do this. We'll grind across here. Whoa, going super slow. And we'll just continue picking these up. I guess we have to pick them all up, which is absurd. I wonder what the blue ones are. I'm guessing maybe that's like doing a special trick or something. I don't know, we'll see. I think I'm actually on a good line now. Oh, didn't get it. 6 score lost. What are you talking about? Oh. Well, don't jump your skateboard onto the beach, or Tony Hawk's gonna get nose blood. What am I talking about? It's one of those games, it's hard to play. Let's see how crazy we can make Tony ragdoll. It's hard to play while you're talking at the same time. At least if you're as bad at the game now as I am. Although I feel like I'm actually alright still at Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I'm not MLG level, but, you know, if you're MLG level at Tony Hawk's Pro Skater in 2012, might be time to switch to a different game. I'm not trying to insult your hobby or anything, but, you know, you might want to consider it. We lost our high score as well. Whatever. Hawkman mode is stupid. I guess we ended there, because I did not get all the pallets. Or pellets, I should say, not pallets. I was wondering if it's something you'd, like, rest boxes on. Alright. That's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD. If you're gonna buy it on the 360, because the PC version is absolutely garbage. You know what I meant to do? Apologies for continuing to stop and start here. Let's put ourselves on Warehouse. I'm gonna try to control this with the PC controls. I know WASD is movement. Space. No, I don't want to do Hawkman. Exit. WASD is move around, Ollie is space, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do with these comma, period, and question mark keys. We'll try it. Single player, Tony Hawk. Free skate on the Warehouse. Gotta nail them all! Well, that probably doesn't have the message that they were meaning to send. Alright, here we go. Ollie. Kickflip. Whoa, I did it! Okay. This is, oh my god, this is incredibly confusing. I mean, it might just be because, you know, I did spend like 5 or 6 years playing these games. That does nothing? Oh, that must be grind. Yes, it is. Might be because I spent 5 or 6 years playing these games on, you know, consoles, and I grew up playing these games on consoles, but the PC controls strike me as quite funky and disorienting. And I suppose they're adequate. You could get used to them, let's put it that way. I could see yourself getting used to them, because I just gave Tony Hawk, like, a brain aneurysm there. Here we go, keep it up, do some kickflips, do some grabs. Yeah, you know what, it's not as bad. If I can do a 900 here, I'll consider this a success. This would be like DS question mark? DS question mark, is that it? Maybe the controls are terrible. It's a little hard to tell. Would it be DS question mark? I think it would be. Well, whatever. For the 3rd time, that is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD. I've relaxed my position a little bit on the PC controls. Still could not do a special move, though. But this is a bad port, and the game itself is half-assed. I'm not saying that the devs did a terrible job, but on a conceptual level, why not include all the original levels? I understand why you don't include the original skaters. There's probably some licensing issues there. I understand why you don't include the original songs, or all of the original songs, because there's probably licensing issues there, too. But just dream bigger. Like, if you're gonna bring Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD out and it's gonna be 10, 15 bucks, we need a more robust package. And most of all, on the PC version, we need multiplayer and we fucking need video options. That is actually unacceptable. Even Dark Souls, it has video options. They're bad, but it has them. And we'll not talk about the res fix. There is no res fix for THPS HD as far as I know. But in any case, thank you guys for watching. I would strongly recommend you don't buy this. See you next time.